GTA inflation is absolutely insane, with many subpar vehicles costing well over $1 million in GTA Online. But today, in this video, I will show you the top 7 free vehicles anyone can collect even if you're a level 1. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Before I show you the free vehicles we're going to discuss later on in this video, I just want to show you how much these vehicles cost. So these are some new vehicles that came out with the latest DLC money fronts. And I mean, look at this. This is just a normal truck, 1.6 million. A pretty whatever car right here. The Sentinel GTS, 1.6 million if you have the trade price. Let's look at some of the other ones. For example, I don't know, the Annis Hardy. The Annis Hardy, $1.38 million. Why is this thing 1.38 million? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, with the latest DLCs that have come out, I mean, even the past decade, to be honest, inflation in GTA has gotten pretty crazy. But there are some pretty useful free vehicles in GTA Online, and I'm going to be sharing with you the top 7 free vehicles we can collect in GTA Online. And I'm going to be purchasing every single one right here so you can understand how you get them. Now, the number 7 free vehicle in GTA Online, in my opinion, is going to be the one boat. Or I guess it's kind of a boat. I don't know. Anyways, it's under Dock Tees, and we're going to be doing this a lot in this video. We're going to be sorting by price. And you can see right here, the only free vehicle within Dock Tees is right here. This is the Kraken. This is a submarine. There's not a lot of submarines in this game. There's really not. You have this right here. Then we have to go to Warstock Cash and Carry, and then we have a big submarine in the Kasatka. But then within the Kasatka, you can also get another submarine, and that is the Kraken of Visa. These are the only submarines in GTA Online. So anyways, already that being one of 3 submarines that we can purchase in GTA Online is pretty cool. But yeah, this thing is absolutely free. So let's go ahead and let's purchase this thing. Now you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, it is going to be a Pegasus vehicle because it says your Kraken will be available from Pegasus Short. So I guess let's just head on over to a body of water. Let's go pick this thing up. Okay, so I've made it out of the garage and the Kraken is now, we can now call in the Kraken. So let's go over and we have to call Pegasus, which is an icon right here. Let's call in Pegasus and here we go. Under submarine, well, there is a submarine called the Kraken. Let's go ahead and let's call that in. Now there's a little submarine icon on the map and it's gonna be here in the marina. All right, and here we go. This is going to be our Kraken submarine. So the only free boat-ish, this is not even considered a boat. Only thing that can drive in water that is absolutely free. So yeah, we can hold down the A button and yeah, we can look at the bottom of the ocean. We can even get phone calls from Simeon, which is incredibly annoying. Anyways, yeah, look at this. We can explore the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, right now, maybe not the best place to do it since we're in the marina, not very deep, nothing really crazy going on here. And now, since we have the Kraken, I'm actually going to show you a way you can make money with this thing. So in GTA Online, there's a lot of different quick ways to make money. And one of the ways that you can make money in GTA Online that no one really talks about is hidden cash. And essentially, there's 10 locations across the map every single day that you can go and collect for a little bit of money, and they're all underwater. Obviously, it would be a lot easier if you had a submarine, which obviously I have right here. And if you had the Kraken of Visa, the different submarines that I just showed you, it'd be a little bit easier to get. But hey, I mean, look, you just got a free submarine. Maybe you're just starting out in GTA Online. If you really want to make money, this is an option. Maybe not your best option, but this is an option right now. I'm just trying to find it. Okay, I think the hidden cash is somewhere over here. Oh, okay, yeah. Once you get closer, you'll hear a beeping sound. So yeah, you see that box right there? We're kind of shining a light right on it. That box right there, that is the hidden cash. So all we got to do is just drive up to it. And boom, there we go. We just made $10,000 just like that. Pretty easy. So yeah, there's 10 of these locations around. I mean, yeah, this isn't going to give you a crazy amount of money, but it is a way to make money. And you can just do it absolutely for free very easily if you get the Kraken. Now, I'm only going to collect one of these. It's going to take a little bit just to collect all 10. But anyways, yeah, let's just say you don't even want to make money. Let's just say you just kind of want to explore the map. Well, you can explore the waters of GTA Online if you have this vehicle. I mean, what other vehicle can you really do this with? There's only a few vehicles, overall in this game you can do this with it. And for you to be able to do this with an absolutely free vehicle, I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's number 7 on my list for a reason. Oh, approaching Crush depth. Am I approaching Dr. Crush depth? Is that what the game's saying? Jeez, I didn't even know that. But yeah, the reason it's number 7 on this list is just because aside from getting hidden cash, there's not a lot of good reasons to have this. Danger, hull integrity. Yep, there it is. Okay, I just wanted to see what would happen there. Anyways, there's not really a practical reason to have a submarine in GTA Online minus doing hidden cash. I mean, there's not a lot of things that you can really do in the water in GTA Online just in general. So yeah, that's the reason it's coming in at number 7 on this list. But anyways, let's move on to the next item. So number 6 on this list is going to be the only aircraft on this list. So we need to go over to Elitist Travel. We need to sort by price, and there it is right there. Our absolutely free vehicle, which is going to be the Dodo. Now this plane is absolutely free, and look at that, you can actually take off from water too. So 2 vehicles already that kind of is involved with water. But anyways, let's purchase this vehicle now. And there we go, another Pegasus vehicle. Your Dodo will be available from Pegasus shortly. So let's just wait for that and we'll go check this thing. All right, once again, let's go over to Pegasus and let's call in this Dodo. Okay, so we're calling Pegasus. Go over to planes. Now I have a few planes already. This is a video about free vehicles in GTA Online, but the Luxor Deluxe is right here. This is the most expensive vehicle in GTA Online at $10 million. Yeah, geez, you have the Luxor Deluxe at 10 million and the Dodo for 0. That is absolutely nuts. But anyways, the Dodo is right here. Let's call that thing in. And now the Dodo is waiting for us, it looks like, at LSIA. Okay, and here we go. This is going to be our Dodo. Why would you look at that? A free plane. I wish I can get a free plane in real life, but this isn't real life. This is GTA. Anyways, let's just take off with this thing. I mean, as you know, this vehicle is free. So a plane that is absolutely free is not going to be the best plane in the world. And this is the only plane that is absolutely free. So you know they're going to limit this thing's capabilities. But one cool thing about the Dodo that really is different from a lot of other aircraft in GTA Online is the fact that it can just land in water. Like, look at this. Boom. Land, ta-da, and look at that. We just landed, and like, oh, okay, I'm at the marina, or at least the canal to the marina. I want to take off. Look at that. I'm taking off again. Like, can you do that with the Hydra? No. Can you do that with the laser? No. Can you do that with the Raiju? No. Now, do you need to do that with those vehicles? No, you really don't. But yeah, anyways, aside from that one unique feature that it has, it's not a very good plane. But it's just cool, the fact that we can have the ability to get a free plane if we want. So if you're a level 1 and you're just starting out in the game, you can literally, the first purchase you can make is a free plane. That is cool. That is cool. But yeah, this vehicle is very lacking. This vehicle is very lacking with its performance. It is so freaking slow. I mean, there's a lot of other like land vehicles we're about to go over later on in this video that's probably faster than this. Like, planes are generally in GTA Online going to be faster than most land vehicles. The Dodo is not going to be the case. It's literally just not going to be the case. But one thing as a low level is that you're not allowed to have... Oh, I just ruined the plane. I tried to land on the maze bank and I just ruined the plane. That's fine. Oh, I guess we're getting out now. I mean, as a low level, until you're level 11, there will not be any aircraft that will spawn in at certain places. Like, here, since I'm on top of the maze bank, I guess I'll show you exactly where. See, like, you have this heliport right here. I mean, you can barely see it, but yeah, you have this heliport right here that some helicopters spawn in. They have LSIA all the way back there. That's some helicopters and planes spawn in. And where's the hospital? Yeah, where's the hospital? Oh yeah, this hospital right here. Like, you see those 2 helipads? Like, there will be some helicopters that spawn in there. If you're between levels 1 and 10, you are not going to have any aircraft spawn in for you. So you're not going to get your hands on an aircraft if you're a low level. You're going to have someone else to help you spawn something in if you're that level. Unless if you have a Dodo. If you have a Dodo, then boom, you can get your hands on an aircraft if you're that level. But yeah, the aircraft is very slow. So not the most practical thing in the world, but it is cool still that you can get a free aircraft. But anyways, let's move on to our number 5 free vehicle. So the number 5 free vehicle is going to be another Pegasus vehicle, but this is going to be our first land vehicle, and pretty much everything here on out is going to be land vehicles only. But this one's going to be off of Warstock Cash and Carry. So let's go ahead and sort by price, and we have this vehicle that we're going to be talking about right now. We have the Marshall. Now, this pretty much is just a monster truck. You can get a free monster truck in GTA Online. All you gotta do is just put a livery on it, and whatever country's flag you want to put on it, the vehicle will be a certain certain color. I don't know why, but when you look at the main thumbnail for this vehicle off of Warstock Cash and Carry, the stock livery is Scotland. I don't know why. I think that's pretty interesting. I don't know. If you want a Viva La Mexico monster truck, you can get that. Sure. If you want a British monster truck, you can get it. If you want an Australian, oh geez, it's literally the same color scheme minus the flag in the back between British and Australian. That's crazy. But the American is different. The French is different. Wow, this is pretty crazy. You have the Italian. Let's just get the American flag. Since I'm American, let's just get the American flag. Boom, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and let's pick up this Marshall very shortly. And here it is. This is going to be our monster truck. Let's go ahead and let's collect this monster truck. And here we go. The Cheval Marshall. Now, obviously, this thing towers over most vehicles in GTA. And yeah, we just got to do monster truck things, right? Monster truck things, all you do is pretty much just run over stuff. Pretend like we're Gravedigger. Just run over a bunch of vehicles. It's a fun time. It is a very fun time. Oh, there's another vehicle right here. I don't care. Just running it over. It is what it is. Apparently, I got the cops on me now. I mean, I guess I'm not allowed to have a fun time with the Marshall. I guess I can run into a pole, though, that I wasn't even paying attention to. But yeah, I will have to say, this is a fun vehicle. But the downside and why it's kind of lower on this list is because there's not a lot of practicality with this. Especially that you have to call it in via Pegasus. Which calling in vehicles through Pegasus is a little bit annoying, at least in my opinion. Because there's a lot of other vehicles, especially on this list, you don't have to call Pegasus to call it in. But yeah, if you want to have a fun time, this could be the vehicle for you. I mean, like, especially, I mean, bro, look at that. I almost got stuck right there. I mean, like, what other vehicle is going to get stuck right there? But yeah, it's a fun vehicle, but not very practical. Like, are you going to be trying to make money? Are you going to try to grow your GTA empire with this vehicle as you go to? No, it's just not. And some of these other vehicles on this list you could potentially use to help you grow your GTA Online empire. But I don't know, let's just say you don't want to make money today when you're playing the game. You just want a fun vehicle to drive around. Well, hey, maybe this is a fun vehicle you can drive around. This might be the vehicle for you. But anyways, yeah, that's why this vehicle is a little bit lower on this list. Just because outside of the fun aspect of this vehicle, there's not a real point to it. I mean, he's got decent speed, but it is a little bit weird to maneuver also. Just a little bit weird. But yeah, that's why it's going to be number 5 on this list. But anyways, let's move on to our 4th best free vehicle in GTA Online. All right, so the next vehicle we're going to be talking about is actually going to be a collection of vehicles. I'm going to just lump 4 vehicles together to become our number 4 vehicle on this list. The vehicles I'm going to be talking about are going to be under Southern San Andreas Super Autos, so you need to go there. And yeah, the first one's going to be a 4-door vehicle, which is going to be the Bravado Sprunk Buffalo. You can see absolutely free. And then the other 3 are going to be under 2-door vehicles, and these are going to be the Vapid Pizwazzer Dominator, the Bravado Redwood Gauntlet, and the Classy Burger Shot Stallion. So yeah, I'm going to actually claim all these vehicles. I'm going to send it to a garage, and we're going to take a look at all these vehicles. All right, so we've made it over to my garage, and you can see it right here. We have all the free vehicles, all the free classic racing vehicles, or at least that's what I'm calling them. You got the Dominator right there. This is the Gauntlet. This is the Stallion, and this is the Sprunk Buffalo. Now, out of these 4, 3 of them are muscle cars, and the 3 muscle cars are going to be every single one aside from the Sprunk Buffalo. The Sprunk Buffalo is the only one that's not a muscle. This is a sports car. And honestly, in my opinion too, I think the Sprunk Buffalo is the best one out of these 4, just because it is a sports car. It's going to be a little bit faster, and also it is a 4-seater, so just in case you're going to haul more people, you can take them in the Sprunk Buffalo. But yeah, the Sprunk Buffalo and all these classic race cars that we have in GTA Online, these are good vehicles that you can just easily acquire and you can use just to drive around in GTA Online. You can go ahead and use these in missions. I mean, this is a great starter vehicle to have. Now, obviously, it's nothing absolutely crazy, but it is a start. And when you're starting out in GTA Online, it's nice to have a helping hand. And this can be a helping hand. Now, the Marshall that we just went over, the big monster truck, it's not really a good helping hand. It's just kind of a fun vehicle. If you're bored, you can just mess around with that. Sprunk Buffalo, this can actually help you, build your GTA Online empire. And if you want to, you can actually upgrade this vehicle. This is the first vehicle that we can actually upgrade in this video. So yeah, let's repair it. And then, yeah, you have all these different customizations that you can do. But obviously at that point you need a little bit of money, so you can make this even faster, you can make this even better. But yeah, I'm not going to be wasting my time with that. But yeah, let's just say you want to start out by doing, I don't know, the first or last dose missions, you can take the Sprunk Buffalo if you want. Those missions, it would be very nice if you had your own personal vehicle instead of just using the crap vehicle that the game gives you. And well, you can use this vehicle, or you can use any of those other classic cars too. I don't know, but the Sprunk Buffalo, it's actually a pretty smooth vehicle to drive. I feel like I'm very much in control. But anyways, that's why it's coming in at the number 4 spot on this list. I don't know, the downsides of this vehicle, it's just kind of a normal car with a livery on it. Nothing too wild beyond that. I mean, obviously you can customize it to make it perform a little bit better, but aside from that, I mean, it doesn't really stand out anywhere. So that's kind of the main reason why it's staying in at the number 4 spot. But anyways, let's move on to our number 3 free vehicle in the game. Now, the number 3 vehicle that's free in GTA Online is actually going to be of a Legendary Motorsport. It's going to be a 2-door vehicle. It's going to be one of the original free vehicles in the game, and that's going to be the Anis Elegy RH8. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's purchase this vehicle. But once it arrives at our garage, we'll go ahead and take a look at it. All right, so we're back at the garage, and here is our Elegy RH8. Now, this is also going to be a sports vehicle, just like the Bravado Buffalo Sprunk, but this is actually going to be a little bit faster. But anyways, let's just drive this thing around. So yeah, the LG RH8, yeah, this is going to be a little bit faster than that Sprunk Buffalo that we were just driving around a little bit earlier. So yeah, that's one reason why this thing is a little bit ahead of those other vehicles, just because this is going to be a little bit faster. But also, there's actually a cool customization that you can do with this. Now, obviously, you have to pay for it, but let's go to travel and transport. Go to Benny's, and even though we purchase this on Legendary Motorsports, you can also purchase this off of Benny's, and then you can also turn this vehicle into a Benny's vehicle just to make this even better. But obviously, that's going to cost a decent amount of money. You know, honestly, I might as well check that out, but I'll just keep talking while I drive over to Benny's. But yeah, when it came to free vehicles in GTA Online way back in the day, this was like the only vehicle that was absolutely free. So yeah, real OGs of the game really know this car as a free vehicle, and it's a good vehicle. It's a pretty good vehicle. It packs a good punch for an OG vehicle. Obviously, there's going to be other vehicles in the game that are much faster, but for being free, this is a really good vehicle. Then obviously, yeah, you can customize it and make it even better. All right, anyways, here we go. Oh, I don't know, apparently on this account I have to visit Lamar to unlock it, so I guess I'll get out of the vehicle and I'll look up how much it costs to customize this into a Benny's vehicle. Okay, so in order to customize this into a Benny's vehicle, you're going to need to pay up $904,000, but at least you have the option to even do that. But anyways, yeah, when you're just starting out in the game, this is a good vehicle that packs a punch. If you're a little bit tight on cash and you want a good vehicle, then yeah, you can go ahead and get this vehicle and you can go around the map pretty freaking quickly. Now, the only reason that it's this low on the list, it's only coming in at number 3, is just because with these last 2 vehicles, there's some pretty good customization that you can do with those 2 vehicles. Anyways, the only reason that this vehicle is coming in at number 3 as opposed to number 2 or number 1 is because the other 2 vehicles have some unique things about those vehicles that really make it a little bit better than the LG RH8. But not to say that this is a bad vehicle. Just ignore me crashing all over the place. This is a good vehicle, I swear. Yeah, I am really treating it not like a good vehicle. Look how badly I've wrecked this thing. But yeah, no, this is a good vehicle. This is a good vehicle, especially with a good price tag. I mean, hell, this is probably a better vehicle than a lot of the other vehicles that just came out with this newest DLC. I'd say at least 2, if not 3 vehicles within the latest DLC that this is better than. I feel that confident in saying that. But anyways, let's move on to our number 2 free vehicle. Okay, so the second best free vehicle in GTA Online is going to be the only bike that's going to be on this list. So once again, we need to go to Legendary Motorsport. We need to go to motorcycles, and here we go. We have the Nagasaki Carbon RS. So let's go ahead, let's purchase this, let's put it at our garage, and let's go take a look at this thing. Okay, so we're back at the garage once again, and we're here to take a look at the number 2 vehicle, which is going to be the Carbon RS, the only bike on this list. So yeah, the Carbon RS, the only free motorcycle in GTA Online. Now, driving around in a motorcycle is very different compared to driving around on a normal land vehicle in GTA, just because, well, there's a little bit more agility when it comes to bikes. Like, you know, I can drive on, okay, well, my plan was to drive on a sidewalk, and I think I hit a curb and I just went flying. But anyways, like, look, I have the option to drive on sidewalk just like that. Jeez, I am not predicting where the hell the sidewalk goes. But yeah, if there's like traffic, like here, you can just fit in between cars. Like even as a level 1, one of my go-to vehicles to get is a Body 801, which is only $15,000. So it doesn't make this list, but it's still a very good vehicle to get when you're just starting out. But yeah, if you want an option that's absolutely free, then hell yeah, you can get the Carbon RS. And I can also learn how to drive this thing. So yeah, obviously you can pop a wheelie on this thing. You can make the bike go even faster. You can customize this thing to make it even more faster. And you have yourself a very fast but agile vehicle that you can use. This is why I'm putting this above the Elegy RH8, just because I feel like driving around a bike, if you know and you're comfortable driving around a bike, it is so much more useful than just driving around a normal vehicle. But anyways, it does not compare to the #1 vehicle on this list. So let's move on to the best free vehicle in GTA Online. So the vehicles that I've been talking about in this video, you can get for absolutely free, but you don't even have to do anything. There's some other vehicles that you can get for free if you do something. I don't know, like for example, let's just go to Warstock Cash and Carry. I don't know, like for example, let me scroll down a little bit. Let's get to the Brickade 6x6. You can get the Brickade 6x6 absolutely free if you complete the first dose missions. And if you complete the last dose missions, you can get the Ocelot Virtue for absolutely free. So there's vehicles like that you can complete a mission and you can get for free. There's not a lot, but there are some that you can actually get because of that. I'm sure you've seen this throughout this video as I've been trying to look at the free vehicles. But yeah, you can see the Karen S95, the Karen S95. You can see that it's absolutely free for me. And it looks like, it says it right there in the top left. This vehicle is free because I migrated a GTA Online account to this console. But also you can get this for free if you've done every single HSW time trial. So yeah, like I said, there's a bunch of different ways you can get vehicles for free. But anyways, now let's go ahead and talk about the #1 best vehicle that's absolutely free. And that is going to be a vehicle off of Warstock Cash and Carry. You've probably already seen it when I was talking about another vehicle earlier, and that is going to be the Duke of Death. Now, this vehicle is very, very different than a lot of the other ones that we've talked about. And one of the reasons why it's very different is because of this thing right here. You can see there's a little bullet that says missile lock on jammer available. And I'll talk about that when we go and equip it. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's purchase this, which we're not purchasing, it's free. And let's send it over to our garage. Okay, so we're back at the garage and here is our Duke of Death. So yeah, let's take this vehicle out for a spin. The Duke of Death is very unique compared to the other vehicles that we've talked about, and that is because this thing actually has armor. You can take a look. There's some armor right here on the driver's side window. There's some armor here on our front windshield. There's a little bit more on the passenger side. Then you have the same armor right here on the passenger side window, and you got some nice armor right here on the too. So this armor is actually really nice. Now, it's not the best armor in the game but for this being a free vehicle, any sort of armor, it's a huge plus. It's an absolutely huge plus. So yeah, just starting out in GTA Online and you can put your hands on an armored vehicle, it's an absolute game changer. Like none of the other vehicles on this list come even close to being an armored vehicle. But you can also equip a missile lock on jammer with this. But I just forgot, I don't have the vehicle workshop at my agency, so I'll go ahead, I'll bite the bullet. The workshop right here, it's okay. I spent $0 in 7 vehicles in this video. I have not put a dent into my GTA account, but anyways, yeah, we just got ourselves a vehicle workshop. But the reason I did that is because in order to put the missile lock on jammer, you're going to need to have a vehicle workshop here, or you need to have GTA Plus. If you have GTA Plus, then you can take this to the Vinewood Club garage. But anyways, yeah, we can take this into the agency now. Since we have that workshop, we can access the vehicle workshop, and then we can go down to this tab right here, Amani Tech. Now, if you go to normal Los Santos Customs, the Amani Tech is not going to be an option. This is only an option when it comes to Amani Tech vehicles. And this is only an option here at the agency. So we click Amani Tech and we can put on a missile lock on jammer for $400,000. So, and you see it right there. It says protects your personal vehicle from a homing missile lock on. Okay, I'm back outside. And essentially what that means though, protecting it from missile lock on is essentially if another player is driving around around with a vehicle that can lock onto other enemy vehicles. If you have that missile lock-on jammer equipped, it will not lock onto your vehicle. So I don't know, let's just say I equip the missile lock-on jammer with a Duke of Death, for example, and I don't know, let's just say someone is driving around in an Oppressor Mark II, right? They're just blowing up everyone. That people are just driving around casually, just trying to do stuff. Maybe they're hanging out with their friends. Maybe they're just trying to set up a heist, something like that. They're literally just blowing up every vehicle they see. But then they get to your Duke of Death and you already have the missile lock-on jammer. Well, when they drive up to you, the homing missiles will not lock onto your vehicle. And pretty much at that point, I'd say like 90% of people, or at least that are trying to grief you, if they can't lock onto you, they're just gonna fly away. They're not even gonna worry about going after you at that point, because they're like, damn, this is gonna be way harder than I originally thought. And once again, that all comes back to having a Duke of Death and having the missile lock-on jammer. So yeah, we'll have to say, like, getting that missile lock-on jammer is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. I mean, you just saw it right there. You need to have at least a minimum of 1 million. You need to have more than that, actually. You need to have the agency, then you need to have the vehicle workshop, and then you need to be able to purchase a missile lock-on jammer. But the ability to get that from a free vehicle is pretty nice. Like, no other free vehicle has that option. And pretty much the other vehicles that have that option, you have to pay millions of dollars for. Like, pretty much every vehicle with this new DLC, I think, except for one, has the ability to get a missile lock-on jammer. But you can see these vehicles, though, like the Annis Hardy, for example, it costs $1,380,000. But yeah, sure, it can have a missile lock-on jammer. But at the end of the day, would you rather have a missile lock-on jammer on the Annis Hardy, or would you rather have it on a vehicle that you got for free? I don't know, we can go down to Legendary Motorsports and, like, sure, yeah, maybe the Karen Evron RS. Maybe it might be a little bit faster and whatnot, but you're having to cough up $1.6 million just to get this vehicle to then maybe get a missile lock-on jammer on it. So yeah, the Duke of Death, it's really, really nice. You're saving yourself a lot of money just to get yourself a vehicle with a missile lock-on jammer on it. But yeah, that is why the Duke of Death is coming in at the #1 spot of being the best free vehicle in GTA Online. So yeah, hopefully in this video, I just saved you millions upon millions of dollars, and hopefully you don't have to go out and try to purchase some of these really more expensive vehicles when you can just get a free alternative. Like with the missile lock-on jammers, for example, do you want to pay like almost $2 million just to get a car to then go ahead and get a missile lock-on jammer when you can just get it at Duke of Death for absolutely free? I don't know, it's time to think a little bit smarter. It's time to think a little bit smarter when it comes to these things. And while the Duke of Death, it's definitely a cheap but very, very good option. But anyways, it's going to do it for this video. Make sure you check out this video right here if you want to see me start out as a level 1 in a bad sport lobby in GTA Online.